Hi everyone, welcome back to your 30 days of hypopressives. I'm Alice, today's day 28, and we're going to be using the wall just to check our posture, and it's a really amazing way just to make sure that your posture is staying really good, particularly if you do desk work or just in everyday life you found that you end up being a little bit kind of hunched with your shoulders. So this is going to be super for you today, and we're going to do a little bit against the wall with standing and sitting positions, and then we're going to come onto the floor for a little final one which is a little bit different. So standing position, if you just want to come into a position where your feet are roughly 1.5 feet away from the wall, pelvis is against the wall, back of the rib cage and also the back of the head, and we're going to have the eye line straight ahead. You want to feel that the back of the rib cage is against the wall, but this part of the middle of the back, you don't want to round that lower back into the floor like that. You do want to have a bit of a space there where the lower back isn't touching. And we're going to come into an asymmetrical position here. If you find that when you bring your head against the wall, you're actually looking up like this, then just pop a towel behind your head so you can press back towards it so that your eyes are straight ahead. Okay, so we're going to start off with 3 breaths here. Inhale, exhale and lengthen. Breathing all the way through your rib cage. And exhale. One more here. Nice slow exhale. Going to hold your breath, pause, slowly stretch your ribs, and then we're going to open up the arms into the low V, high V position. Don't worry about bringing them back against the wall. That is quite a stretch there. Just keep them forwards a little bit so you can see them. And then when you're ready, inhale, exhale. Lovely. Inhale and exhale. One more breath here. Nice slow exhale. Getting ready to hold your breath, pause. Slowly stretch your ribs and then open up the arms. One low, one high. Press the back of the head against the wall there. Inhale, exhale. Right arm is going to come up, nice and tall. Inhale, exhale and lengthen. One more breath here. Exhale. Hold your breath, stretch your ribs, opening up your arms. Make sure your shoulders are back. Lovely. And then when you're ready, inhale, exhale. 2 more breaths here. Inhale. Nice slow exhale. And then one more. Exhale. Hold your breath, stretch your ribs, and then open up the arms. Reaching towards your fingertips there, shoulders down and back. Inhale when you're ready. So we're going to come into diver position. So feet stay hip distance apart. Might want to bring them in just a little bit closer. We're going to have the hands at the top of the legs, and you're going to fold over the hands there into this long diagonal position. Eye line is a little bit down, but not, you don't want to tuck the head or anything yet. We can do that next. And shoulders are going to be back, really nice and open through the front here. Inhale and exhale. One more breath here. Exhale. Hold your breath, stretch your ribs. Keep really nice and long through the top of the head there. And when you're ready, keep long as you inhale. On the exhale, curl your head looking towards your belly button, keeping your chin away from your chest. Shoulders are still back. Inhale. And exhale. One more. Exhale. Hold your breath. Stretch your ribs. Almost lift at the front of the chest here to keep long through the breath hold and the rib stretch. And then when you're ready, inhale. On the exhale, keep the lower portion of the back, so you're just going to curl over just behind the shoulders there. Inhale. And exhale. One more breath here. Exhale. Hold your breath. Stretch your ribs. Shoulders back. Lovely. And then inhale. Exhale, slide the hands so they're just above your knees there, looking up towards your belly button. Inhale. Exhale. Try to keep the back nice and curved. One more breath here. Exhale. Hold your breath. Stretch your ribs. So feel spread between the shoulder blades at the back. Inhale and exhale. Okay, so you want to come up nice and slowly. We are going to come down into sitting position. If you want to grab a block to sit on, that's fine. So you want to have the back of the pelvis against the wall, back of the rib cage, and the back of the head. And we're going to dorsiflex at the ankles and bring the knees just a little bit higher here. Eyes ahead. Inhale and exhale. Breathing all the way through your rib cage. And exhale. One more here. Exhale. Hold your breath. Stretch your ribs and bring the right arm up. Bring that hand into first position there. Should feel the shoulder against the wall there. Nice and tall. And then inhale. Exhale. One more breath here. Exhale. Hold your breath, pause. Slowly stretch your ribs. Lovely. Inhale. Exhale, bring that arm down, hands pressing into the knees there, knees pressing towards your hands. 2 breaths. Inhale. And exhale. One more breath here. Exhale. Hold your breath. Stretch your ribs. Nice and tall. Left arm is coming up. Bring the right hand just in front of you there. Lovely. Inhale. And exhale. One more breath. Exhale. Hold your breath. Stretch your ribs. Use the wall for support. Make sure you haven't brought your shoulders forwards. Push them back. And then inhale when you're ready. And we're going to come into diamond position. So legs together. Drop the knees away. You might want to bring the heels just in a little bit there. Back of the head again against the wall there. Hands in first position. Inhale. Exhale. One more breath here. Exhale. Hold your breath. Stretch your ribs. Arms are coming up to the top nice and slowly. Draw the shoulders down. Super. And then when you're ready, inhale. Nice slow exhale. Breathing all the way through your rib cage. And exhale. One more here. Exhale. Hold your breath. Stretch your ribs, open up your arms into that top V position. You can bring your fingertips against the wall if you want. That is quite a stretch. I'm just going to leave mine just a little bit in front. And then inhale when you're ready. Exhale. And then just one more breath here. Exhale. Hold your breath. Stretch your ribs here. Lovely. Hold that for as long as is comfortable. So we're going to come onto the floor and we're going to use the wall for a little bit of support with the hands there. So you can have the hands, if you can bring them fairly low here, if that's too much for your arms, then do just have your arms like lying down on the floor here. But I'm just going to use the wall to create just a little bit of light tension through the pose. Okay, so dorsiflexing at the ankles. Inhale and exhale. One more breath here. Exhale. Hold your breath. Stretch your ribs, so pressing into the wall with the hands a little bit there. We're going to push the right leg out and then just draw the heel a little bit towards us there. Lovely. Inhale when you're ready and bring that leg back in. Inhale and exhale. One more breath here. And exhale. Hold your breath. Stretch your ribs. So you're going to press against the wall with your hands and then just slowly bring that leg out. Draw that heel towards you there. Just create a little bit of light tension through the pose with the arms and the leg, the heel pulling back in towards you. Inhale, exhale, bring that leg in. Inhale and exhale. One more breath here. Exhale. Hold your breath. Stretch your ribs. Bring the right leg up into the air. Again, pushing towards the wall with your hands there. Lovely. Inhale. Exhale, bring that leg down. Two more breaths. Inhale. And exhale. One more breath here. Exhale. Hold your breath. Stretch your ribs and then just bring the left leg up into the air. Again, pressing into the wall with the hands there. Inhale when you're ready, bring that leg down. And we're just going to do a little side stretch to finish. So, if you want to come into sitting, we're just going to push the right hand away and bring the left arm up. Inhale and exhale. One more breath here. Exhale. Hold your breath. Stretch your ribs. Stretching through on that side. And then inhale. Exhale, pushing out with that arm, reaching over on the right side. Inhale. And exhale. One more breath here. Exhale. Hold your breath. Stretch your ribs. Super. Inhale when you're ready, stretching up. Thank you so much for joining me today. Hope you got on okay. Do let me know how you found everything in the comments. I'd love to hear from you, and I'll see you tomorrow for day 29. Take care. Bye.